an update on our website and not our website, our computer. And of course, when an update comes in, if you know what happens, everything moves. And so we had to get it all moved back and everything. So that's fine, no. It's no big deal. We are ready to rock as always. We just have to get the other cameras set up. For some reason, Instagram is different than all the other platforms out there. I don't know why. So we have to use two separate cameras and two separate feeds for Instagram versus all the other ones. So John's working on getting all the other ones set up now. John's my producer. If you haven't met him yet, he's wonderful. And we just got to get this rocking, and then we'll get started right away. So if you're new to the show, I guess I can tell you that, we're going to talk for 24 minutes, whatever platform you're on, in this case, Instagram. You can email me your questions, any health question you have. And at the end of the 24 minutes, I will then answer your questions. And now the other cameras are up. So welcome, guys. Glad you could be here. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. The way this works is I'm going to talk for 24 minutes. At the end of 24 minutes, I will take a break and I'll answer any health questions you have. So anytime throughout the first 24 minutes, send your question through the platform you're on. John will then read it to me at the break. Then I'm going to do another 24 minutes. Then we're going to answer more questions again. This is an amazing opportunity to get any health questions you have hopefully answered. So I'm ready to start whenever you are, John. Ready? Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. I'm glad you're with me today. We're going to talk today about choosing a supplement and basically the dangers of choosing the wrong supplements. Because many people think, well, supplements are benign. There's nothing, I can take them, it's fine. It's not true. You can take the wrong supplement and actually have an adverse effect or block up what we call your receptor sites so you can't absorb the real supplements. And there's so many supplements on the market now. How do you know what's good? I get this question a lot. Are your supplements third-party tested? Yes, they are. Are your supplements quality? Yes, they are. And you got to realize when I came up with these supplements that I have on my website, I created a lot of them for me. I wanted to get the best quality supplements because I didn't know who to trust. And so now that's how it all kind of evolved. The books I wrote, people said, give me information, give me information. Eventually I had enough information I'd given out, I wrote a book. So we're going to talk today about the dangers of choosing the wrong supplement and then what to do about. Now, most people go into the store, they see a pretty label. It's got a bucolic picture of maybe a cow or a field or a sunrise or something like that. Well, this one has a mountain on it, and I like mountains, so I guess it's a good supplement. That's not true. Marketing does not equate to quality health, and certainly not in supplements either. So today we're going to walk through as many tips as I can. I have 50 down here to help you choose the right supplements and avoid wasting your time, your money, and your health, adversely affecting your health. So let's jump right in. We're going to talk first about what not to do. Don't buy a supplement strictly on advertising. And I know I do a lot of marketing, of course, so people say, well, Dr. Joe, what about yours? If the label looks like it belongs on a cereal box, it's probably suspicious. Okay, marketing, yeah, sometimes marketing is good. How do you get the word out? But don't just say, well, I saw this advertised a lot on TV, just that means it's good. Not necessarily. It could be good. I don't know that. You want to avoid artificial sweeteners. And sometimes this amazes me, like they'll put artificial sweeteners in a capsule. Well, you're not going to taste the capsule because you're swallowing it. Why do we put artificial sweeteners in it? Sucralose is a chlorinated hydrocarbon. And a chlorinated hydrocarbon, what happens there is it affects your estrogen receptor sites. So if you're taking in sucralose in either a supplement or even just a little yellow packet, it acts like estrogen. And the way hormones work is like this. Hormone is like a key, okay? And a hormone is something made by one organ that influences another organ. So we have this key floating around and it says, oh, here's a lock. I'm going to go into the lock and open it up or make it work. So chlorinated hydrocarbons act like estrogen. It's a key, goes into the estrogen keyhole, and then the cell says, ooh, I have lots of estrogen. Let's start growing. So estrogen is one of the things it does as a growth hormone, and you can cause abnormal cell growth. So be very careful with sucralose, whether it's in a supplement or whether it's in a little yellow packet. I don't want you using it. Aspartame is also used a lot of times, especially in chewables, kids' supplements. Aspartame is aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methyl esters. Don't worry about the chemistry. Aspartic acid is an excitotoxin to the brain. It causes the brain to fire faster than it's supposed to and can, real simply put, burn out your brain cells. I'm not a fan of aspartame or sucralose. So please avoid them at all costs. And it drives me insane when I see, I know these little cartoon character chewable pills for kids, multivitamins with cartoon characters on it. And I read the ingredients. and it's junk. But the kids say, well, Mommy, Daddy, I think that caveman is cute. I want that one. Or I want that bunny or whatever it is. Don't fall for that. You think, well, it's a multivitamin. My kid has a horrible diet. Anything is better than nothing. No, get them a quality supplement. Just that simple. If they're going to give them a supplement, give them quality supplements. I would say that with food. If you're going to eat, you might as well eat good food. And if you're going to hang out with people, hang out with quality people. So that goes for supplements. So you always want to get the best. My grandfather, my German immigrant grandfather, and I've said this before, he didn't talk much, very, very stoic, quiet man. But he said, always buy the best. It's always cheaper. And I like that line. Always buy the best. It's always cheaper. He was a carpenter. Beautiful carpentry work. Unbelievable carpentry work. And he had just a few tools. But he kept them clean. He kept them sharp. He kept them polished. He hung them up. And he did beautiful work with limited amount of tools because it was the best. And that's how I want you to think about your health. Always get the best health care. In the long run, it's always cheaper. Well, I saw an advertisement for, discount dentist. I saw an advertisement for a cheap chiropractor. I saw an advertisement for whatever. That doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's bad, but doesn't mean it's good either. So just be careful with artificial sweeteners in your supplements. Same thing with artificial colors. Now, very happy that the government is now stepping in and changing some of their guidelines. Their guidelines were so skewed. Artificial dyes, artificial colors. Even the food pyramid has been redone. I don't know if you knew that. I assume you do. And they took out a lot of things. Got to realize when the food pyramid was first made, it was basic, and it was years ago, was basically, okay, who's going to donate the most amount of money to us? Donate. And that's how the food pyramid came up, the 4 basic food groups, right? Well, the 4 basic food groups, 3 of them are toxic. Fruits and vegetables, grains, meats, and dairy products. They're not good for you. And yet, for some reason, we based children's lunches on it. Military was based on the government guidelines for the 4 food groups in the pyramid. Now it's changed. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, things I've been talking about. Small amounts of quality meat. I wish they'd say organic. I wish they'd say organic meat and dairy products, but they didn't. And very, very small amounts of grains. No sugar was put on there. No artificial sweeteners were put on there. I was happy with that. So it's a big step. It's not perfect. I don't think it's going to be perfect. Nobody's going to agree with everything, but I think it's a huge step. It's going back to eating whole foods, not the store, but whole foods. Foods that are processed very minimally, and no recommendation of ultra-processed food, not even a little. Ultra-processed food is food usually has a long shelf life and has ingredients you can't pronounce. So that's what an ultra-processed food kind of fits under. There's no official definition of it, but it's something you couldn't make in your own kitchen. It has ingredients you wouldn't have in an average kitchen. And it's processed, it's fragmented, it's broken down, it's hydrogenated. I'm so happy that these guidelines are out because now we can take these foods out of kids' diets and also out of the government and military as well. So I'm pleased. It's a step. I think there's a little bit more that can be done, but hey, I'll take what I can get because I struggled for decades trying to teach people. Well, 4 basic food groups were junk. I'm glad that they changed. So we're talking today about dangers of choosing the wrong supplements and what not to do. Watch out for fillers. Magnesium, titanium dioxide is a big one. You just be careful with fillers. Avoid supplements with sugar, including gummies. Now, sometimes the gummies have artificial sweetener in them. It's actually worse. And gummies, here's the thing. Like, if you take Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source, it's a scoop of each every day. And that's minimum. You should definitely be taking that. Plus vitamin B complex and D3K2. That's the minimum supplements you should be taking. And how you couldn't make a gummy that big for a scoop of supplement. So you're just not getting enough quality supplement in the gummy because it's not just pure supplement. It's gelatin or it's sugar or whatever. So I'm not a fan of the gummies for supplements because you're just not getting enough and you should have to put fillers or sugar in there. So just be careful with that. And watch out for mega dosing. Now, there are some times when I sit down with a patient, I said, listen, we're going to get you on mega doses for a short period of time to build up the storehouse that you have. Just be careful with mega dosing. Now, B vitamins, not so much. You can take a big dose. You're probably going to pee out most of it. Probably not that big a deal. But mega dosing on certain things can be toxic. So just follow the directions. And I always have to laugh. Talk to your healthcare provider. Most healthcare providers are not taught nutrition. It's not their fault. It's not how the system works. Medicine, wonderful. Saves lives every day. Emergency care, unbelievable. But when it comes to health care, that's where you come to people like me. So I work very closely with my medical doctor friends, orthopedists, neurologists, neurosurgeons, general practitioners, psychiatrists, psychologists. I teach continuing education for a lot of them. So we all get along very nicely. Because we all realize, the team that I work with, is that nobody has all the answers. Sometimes you need surgery. Sometimes you need stitches. Sometimes you need adjustments. Sometimes you need supplements. Sometimes you need enzymes. It depends what your healthcare issues are. Nice part is we all work together. And that's why, if you want to come see us in our office, I want to be the captain of your healthcare ship. I want to find out what's going to be the best course of treatment for you. And so if you come see us, normally the first visit is $940. I've reduced that for my listeners to $299. That's an exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays, and a complete nutrition evaluation. I do that because I want to find out where you should go with your healthcare issues. Is it us? Is it an orthopedist, neurologist, psychiatrist, psychologist, gastroenterologist? I don't know. So let's take away the financial burden so that we can determine what's going to be the best course for you. So if you want to make an appointment, drjoe.com. Who's a good patient for us? Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, arthritis, digestive issues, brain fog, brain injuries. drjoe.com is the website. We've got a lot of information there. So if you want to make an appointment, stop suffering needlessly. Every day, and I'm begging you on this one, every day patients come in and say, Dr. Joe, why didn't I do this sooner? And my answer is always, I don't know. And I have people come to me that have been in pain for 2 years, 5 years, 30 years, 50 years. And when we fix them, they're mad. And they're mad at themselves. I wish I'd come to see you sooner. Do you ever meet people in your lives? Maybe it's a date, maybe it's a friend. You say, God, I wish I'd met you sooner. It would have been a fun ride going through this. That's how I want you to think about your healthcare. When you start getting well, I want you to think, man, that would have been a fun ride had I gotten here sooner. But the good news is, as soon as you get there, I don't care. That's when we start our healing journey. So drjoe.com is the website. Great source of information. You can send me questions through the website. I'm happy to answer them for you. But just make an appointment. Stop suffering. Breaks my heart when I see people suffering, knowing there's things I can do. And maybe I'm just getting a little over the top today, but just today I heard a friend of mine passed away. And younger than me. And he had a flu. And the flu led to pneumonia. And pneumonia killed him. Now, I don't know if I could have saved him. It was a peripheral friend, somebody I knew, distantly. But I always wondered, what if? What if we got him on Dr. Joe's Wellness Booster and Seasonal Tonic and Vitamin D3 with K2? What if we got him sunlight, we got his digestive system working properly? Because every time I'd see him, he'd talk about his health problems. And I'd say, hey, man, come see me. Big mountain of a guy, big, strong guy. And he said, I got to do that. I got to come see you. I got to come see you. So don't wait. drjoe.com. Just make an appointment. So be careful with megadoses. Don't buy on price alone. Back to what my grandfather said, always buy the best. It's always cheaper. Because here's the thing. Let's take B vitamins, for example. Good example. With B vitamins, you can get them really cheap in a big box store. And you can buy a big bottle of them really cheap. And you say, why am I buying your supplements? I could buy these cheaper. It's true. You can. However, many of them are, in fact, I've never seen one in a big box store, the cheap ones that are what we call methylated. Methylated is a form of the supplement that you can utilize. So, for example, if you take folic acid, a lot of crops are sprayed with folic acid even because it's enriched. Folic acid has to be converted into folate. About 60% of us have a flaw at the MTHFR gene where we can't convert folic acid into folate. And if we can't convert it, you can build up toxic levels of folic acid in your body. So you're taking supplements thinking you're helping yourself, you're building up toxicity. Not a good thing. Maybe you have cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin is B12 with a molecule of cyanide attached to it. I don't want you taking any cyanide in your body, even if it's just a molecule or two. Cyanide's a highly toxic poison. You want to do methylcobalamin. So you can get cheaper stuff, but there's a reason why it's cheaper in most cases. It's not the same. You want to get quality when it comes to your health care. I wouldn't want discount brain surgery. If I had brain tumor, what would I do? What was the first question you'd ask if you had a brain tumor? You came to me. Who's the best brain surgeon around? I want to go to the best brain surgeon. I want to go to the best dentist. I want to go to the best chiropractor. Yeah, but I can get discount dental or chiropractic care. Great, go do it. I always say people like that are our biggest advertisers because people go there and go, wow, I really got jerked around on that, didn't I? Yeah, you did. Now come in, let's get some quality care. So drjoe.com. And if you have any questions, just send it to me through the website, drjoe.com. Avoid hormone-based supplements without supervision. There are supplements out there, especially glandulars. Now, glandular is the actual gland of the animal. So if I have a thyroid issue, I can take ground up cow thyroid. Yeah, that's a thing. Or pig thyroid. I don't know. It depends which one to use. Maybe it's testicles. Maybe it's ovaries. Maybe it's liver. Maybe it's thyroid. Be careful with the ones based on glandulars that have the hormones in them. So I'm happy to use them. I think they're great. But you want to go to somebody like myself who knows what they're doing. You don't want to be putting those things in your body because they can cause some real issues. Hormones, you only need tiny, tiny flecks, basically, of hormones to make your body work. And if you start saying, I'm going to take more, for example, patients come to me all the time and say, Dr. Joe, I want to start getting testosterone pellets or estrogen pellets. And what is a little tiny pellet? They usually stick it in your butt cheek, not in the muscle. And it releases a slow release of hormones, and you feel great. I tried it once. I didn't do a pellet. I did the injectable testosterone. I was getting older. I said, let me see what it feels like. I felt amazing. Oh, my gosh. And I did half the dose over twice the amount of time. And you injected a needle into yourself. Felt great. So I went back and had my blood tested. My testosterone levels were off the chart, unmeasurable. The doctor who pushed me into this said, stop immediately. You're at toxic levels of testosterone. And it can be very serious. So I stopped, and then I crashed, and then I built my testosterone levels back up again with supplements. Things like Tonkat Ali. That's one of them that works real well to build up supplements. We have a men's hormone support. It has several different supplements in it to help you build your natural testosterone. So why don't I just take it from an outside source? It's a lot easier because if I have this unnatural level of testosterone in my body, my brain says, hey, Joe, you got plenty of testosterone. We can stop producing our own. And now testicles, in this case, adrenal glands, start to shut down. They're not needed anymore. You got to use them or lose them. And for testosterone, for example, testicles can shrink. And it's really hard to get off the testosterone because now you're not producing your own or very limited. Same thing with estrogen. Just be careful. Don't go to the doctor and just say, I'm going to take hormones. What's the long-term consequences? Is this going to have an adverse effect on my health later on? And then say, is there any other option? And the answer is usually yes, which is kind of cool. Okay, so there are supplements you can take to help build your natural hormones. And if you have any questions about it, you can send it through my website, drjoe.com, and I'll answer that for you. So if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. We're talking today about the dangers of choosing the wrong supplements. And a lot of people do. You want to get whole food plant-based formulas. For example, Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source. Those are the quintessential supplements as far as I'm concerned. And they're whole food plant-based. Now, there are supplements added to the Essential Source, but Super Greens, for example, wheatgrass, barley grass, alfalfa grass, chlorella, spirulina, that's a quality product right there. Same thing with Essential Source. I take Essential Source and Super Greens every day. You should too. It's the minimum supplements you should be taking. And I don't know why everyone doesn't. If you took the minimum supplements I recommend, it would be Super Green, Essential Source, vitamin D, and B complex. It would cost about $5 a day. That's it. $5 a day. I know you're spending that on coffee, lunch, something stupid, drinks. $5 a day. Why wouldn't you do that? You can get all the supplements on our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. If you have questions about a specific issue or a specific supplement, feel free to email me through the website and I'll answer them for you. So make sure you get high-quality products. You don't want to get synthetic vitamins. I did a show years ago on synthetic vitamins. And synthetic vitamins, usually made from things like petroleum products, tar, rocks, they can actually block up your receptor site so you can't absorb the real supplements. That's a problem. So you're thinking, well, I'm going to take iron. Iron, good. I need iron. Iron, good. Help my blood. Many times they'll take iron from rocks. Well, we can't utilize it. And so it can actually clog up your receptor sites and cause problems. So if you're going to take an iron supplement, I recommend a plant-based iron supplement. And a plant-based iron supplement is a good one. Is going to have vitamin C with it because you need vitamin C to absorb your iron. So there's heme and non-heme iron. Heme iron comes from blood. That's what heme, like hematology. So it comes from blood of an animal. That's heme iron. Non-heme iron comes from plants. Okay, so that's the best choice you want to take there. We talked about the bioavailable form. Chelated minerals, liposomal. Okay, chelated means it's attached to a protein, so it can be absorbed easier. Liposomal has fat in it, so it can be absorbed easier. So you want to look for absorbability, because it doesn't matter what you intake. It doesn't what you ingest, it's what you digest. So I can ingest rocks that have iron in them. Doesn't mean it's going to help. I can suck on a nail that has iron in it. Doesn't mean it's going to help. So just be careful. Not all iron is the same. Certainly not all supplements are the same. So that's what we're talking about today, is making sure you pick the right supplement. Make sure it's third-party tested. That's really important. Otherwise, some guy isn't making his basement and give it out to you. Choose synergistic formulas. What I mean by that is they work together. So, for example, the best one is D3 with K2. If you take vitamin D3, there's some benefits to that. If you take vitamin D2, you have to be converted into vitamin D3 in your body. Some people can't do that. And you're taking a mega dose of vitamin D2, like 50,000 international units. I'd rather you take 5 or 10,000 international units over 5 days than take 50,000 all at once. Now, if you take vitamin D2, I just saw a new research study out on this, it can block up your receptor sites so you can't absorb vitamin D3. It's pretty serious stuff there all of a sudden. But vitamin D2 is a prescription, vitamin D3 isn't. So D3, and you want to make sure there's vitamin K2 with it. Because I've said this so many times, one of the things vitamin D does, it absorbs calcium from your food and brings it into your blood. K2 takes it from your blood and brings it into the bones. Now, I've been in practice over 40 years. I've seen thousands and thousands, I don't know, maybe 10,000 patients. I don't even know. I have no idea how many patients I've seen in my life. Plus radio, television, things like that. And I see x-rays every day. And when I see an x-ray, I would say 1 out of 3, maybe 1 out of 4, I can see calcium buildup in their blood vessels. Now, if I can see it in their blood vessels, it's bad. Now, you can do scans. There are scans out there that you can have done, and it can test your calcium score. And the calcium score see how much calcium is stuck to your artery walls. And the thing that makes me laugh about these scores is they'll say, well, 0 to 400 is bad. 400 and above, it's like immediately go see your cardiologist. Either way, my question is this. What's a cardiologist going to do? Going to get you on cholesterol medication. Well, cholesterol medication might lower the cholesterol, but what can we do to clean up the arteries? Vitamin K2. That works really well. And it gets in nattokinase. Another one, cleans out the arteries. Changing your diet. Stop causing the buildup of the plaque in the arteries. That's the approach we take. And so I've had a lot of people say, I got a calcium score of 200. Doctor said we're going to monitor it. Monitor it for what? Well, if it gets worse, why don't you not have it get worse? I remember when I first got into practice, we did scoliosis screenings for schools. And the protocol was if it was less than 32 degrees of a Cobb angle, I think it was 32, we waited for it to get worse, and then we send them out to an orthopedic surgeon for surgery. Why would I wait till it gets worse? Why don't I just fix it now when it's 10 degrees instead of wait till it's 32 degrees? That was the protocol. The protocol didn't make any sense, but the problem was there was no protocol to fix it. Well, in our office, in chiropractic offices, physical therapist offices, there are protocols that can be used in many cases. In most cases with scoliosis, as I go down a rabbit hole, is there's a muscle called the psoas muscle. If the psoas spasms, it causes the body to lean to one side. The psoas runs from your spine to your leg, and it's your major hip flexor. It's the reason you can bring your knee up to your chest. If the psoas spasms, it pulls the spine over to one side. And then the eyes say, wait a minute, I'm leaning to one side. I got to get back level again. It's called a righting reflex. And your eyes balance out to the horizon again. There's your scoliosis. I've never, in 40 years, seen a case of scoliosis that didn't have a spasm of the psoas muscle. Nobody has ever come in my office with scoliosis and said, my doctor said I should fix my psoas. Is it going to fix it? It might. But in many cases, it's the core of everything. All right, I got to go to break. I see the clock. I'm up against the clock here. If you have any questions, send them to me through my website, drjoe.com. We post on social media twice a day. So follow me on social media, Dr. Joe Esposito. Facebook is the Dr. Joe Esposito. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn. Please follow me. And we're going to get 2 posts a day absolutely free. If you don't like it, unfollow me. Podcast, Dr. Joe for the Health of It. Dr. Joe for the Health of It. Subscribe to it. YouTube channel, get to see my pretty face. But make an appointment or send me your questions at drjoe.com. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right. Got a lot of writing there, John. What do you got?
What is your favorite grocery store to buy organic produce?
Probably Sprouts. I've become a Sprouts guy. I like it there. I think they got okay prices, but I like the quality that they have as well. So if I had to pick one, I'd say Sprouts. Now, they're all good. I mean, Kroger's fine. Publix is fine. Whole Foods is expensive, but fine. Costco has organic. It's fine. Sam's. So what else?
Do you know of any healthy hot dogs or potted meats?
Healthy, no. Now, there are plant-based hot dogs. They're okay. The best hot dog I ever had was living in Hoboken, New Jersey, and having a Sabrett hot dog. And a Sabrett hot dog was, God knows what was in it, but they took the pig intestine, washed it out, stuffed the pig intestine with its own body parts, tied it off on the end, and boiled it. And you'd bite into it, and you could hear the crunch of the pig intestine in your mouth. So you're eating the pig colon with this stuffing inside. Those are the best hot dogs I ever ate, taste-wise. As far as health-wise, probably the worst. Now, there are plant-based hot dogs. There's Beyond. If you had to do one, I'd probably say Beyond sausages are better than Impossible, because Impossible is soy protein, textured soy protein, really hard to digest. Now, it's not a health food. If I had to pick one, I don't think they have hot dogs. I don't think they have sausages. I'd probably say Beyond is better tasting, but it's still not good for you. But those are my choices there. What else?
Are GLP-1 pills any better than GLP-1 shots?
No. They have the same problems. They have colon shutdown in many cases, not all. But I see so many patients come to me. Dr. Joe, I have gastroparesis. Gastroparesis means paralysis of the digestive system. And they're not moving their bowels. And I get brain fog. We have vision issues. You're going to lose, by the way, because the GLP-1's attached to your receptor sites in the muscles. When you lose weight, you're going to lose 30 to 40% of the weight you lose is going to be muscle mass. Now, I don't know if you're 16 years old or not, but at my age, it's really hard to build muscle. And I don't want to lose 30% of it. Because remember, it's not just your biceps and your triceps that are muscles. Your heart, your colon, your sex organs. These are all muscles too. So I don't want to lose 30% of any of my muscles. So I don't think they're better. If you want to lose weight, send me an email through the website, drjoe.com, and I'll send you a whole weight loss protocol I've put together, a supplement protocol and everything. Just send it to me. I'll send it to you for free. I'm not going to send you supplements for free, but I'll send you the whole protocol for free. So just say weight loss protocol, and I'll send it to you at drjoe.com. What else?
Does the tough skin of an avocado help protect the inside from pesticides and chemicals?
Yes, absolutely. Watermelons, avocados, and they're pretty low on the pesticide world anyway. If you want to see the ones to avoid, just type in the Dirty Dozen foods, and they'll give you the worst ones, like peaches are on there. They're the worst ones for pesticides. Now, that being said, animals, meat, butter, cheese, yogurt, eggs, ice cream, they're eating these plants that are loaded with pesticides, loaded with glyphosate, genetically modified, and a lot of those toxic chemicals are building up in the fat of the animal. So you're going to say, well, I'm not going to eat that apple because it's not organic, but I'm going to eat this piece of steak that's not organic, loaded with toxic chemicals. So I'd rather see you eat a non-organic apple than eat a piece of steak. It's all about levels. But, organic is going to be your best bet. So always do that. What else?
That is all.
All right, guys, ready for part 2 here? Take my sip of tea today. Good stuff. Where was I? Synergistic formulas. Okay, ready? Hey, folks. Excuse me, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Choking on my own spit here. Welcome back. If you stayed with us, welcome. If you just joined us, I'm glad you did. We're talking today about how to choose the right supplements. and why choosing the wrong supplement can be very dangerous. Excuse me. So just because a supplement is cheap or just because a supplement is advertised or has a pretty label doesn't mean it's good. And you can check expiration dates, but here's the thing with most supplements. If they're dry supplements, you can probably go well beyond at least a year beyond an expiration date on a supplement. So I wouldn't get too freaked out over that. Yes, you should follow the rules, but the expiration date, it doesn't mean it's gone bad. It's just something the companies have to put on there. And pick products that have clear serving sizes. If it's vague, just be careful with that. Like with Dr. Joe's Super Greens, I recommend a scoop a day. Dr. Joe's Essential Source, a scoop a day. Now, if you're going to go out drinking, let's say, there's an exception. You can have a second dose in the evening to mitigate the damage from the alcohol. There are times when people are so deficient in nutrients. Maybe they have colitis or they have chronic diarrhea. I'll give them a mega dose so they can absorb some. But that's a case-to-case basis. So follow the guidelines is going to be your best bet. Many times in an acute situation, I will increase the dosage short term. For example, if somebody has a cold coming on, I'll say we'll take Dr. Joe's Wellness Booster, and that's a liquid, and it's Echinacea paudiarca olive leaf extract, stimulates your immune system. And by the way, they're on sale for 40% off. And I'll say take one dropper full a day, but in an emergency situation like you're getting sick, take a dropper full every hour. Same thing with seasonal tonic, which is if you do have an infection, an active infection. Seasonal tonic, it says take one a day. I say take it every hour. So there are times we can change the dosage specifically for a specific issue. If you're really deficient in vitamin D3 with K2, if somebody has a cold coming on, I'll say take, I'd say 10,000 a day. Take 20,000 a day. 20,000 a day is 20 drops. It's not a lot. So I may change it based on the patient, but generally speaking, follow the guidelines. It's really the easiest way to do. Now, you can start introducing supplements. I tell people to start their supplements and then monitor how you feel. Almost everyone says, wow, I start to feel good in a couple of days. It's not like I have a headache, I take an aspirin, the headache goes away. Supplements take time to get into the body, get into the cells, get into the mitochondria. So it's going to take a little bit. Now, there are supplements you'll see impact right away, like nitric oxide support. Nitric oxide support opens up the blood vessels and increases circulation to the entire body. And you'll see that probably in about 20 minutes. When patients come in and they have really high blood pressure, now sometimes they have what's called white coat syndrome. They're scared, being in the doctor's office. They're just nervous. I shouldn't say scared. They're nervous. And so the blood pressure goes up. So I'll give them like 4 capsules of Dr. Joe's nitric oxide support, and then we'll do the exam, we'll do the x-rays, maybe do the adjustment. Then we'll take their blood pressure again. And in almost every case, the blood pressure drops, usually 20 points. So those are fast acting. You'll see a change right there. I take nitric oxide support every day. It helps with energy. It helps with circulation. It helps with brain function, clarity, thought process. So I take it every day, not for high blood pressure, but just for general circulation. Because as you get older, circulation starts to drop. So I take it every day. But if you have low blood pressure, I wouldn't recommend you take it. If you have high blood pressure and you're taking medication, monitor your blood pressure. If it starts to go too low, talk to your doctor. Maybe you can cut back on your medication. Now, I'm noticing I'm not even halfway through my notes here. I've got so much to cover. I'm not going to finish everything I'm talking about today. If you want a copy of today's show notes, send me an email through the website, drjoe.com. And you can just call it supplements. And I will send you a copy of today's show notes absolutely free. It's my gift to you. A couple of weeks ago, I did something that was very popular. I'll do it again. If you want a copy of either of my books, Eating Right for the Health of It, which is a guide on how to eat, has recipes in it, or Prescription for Extreme Health, which is kind of like an owner's manual for your body, I will gladly send you PDF copies of either or both books absolutely free. Just send me your email, say I want Eating Right for the Health of It, Prescription, or both. I'll send them to you, no charge. So show notes, copies of the books. And if you have any questions, send them to me through my website. I get so many questions on my website every day. Happy to personally answer them for you. drjoe.com, drjoe.com. So we're talking today about how to choose a supplement and what's good and what's not. You got to be consistent. So what I do with my supplements is I have them in a basket, like an Easter basket. And I put all my supplements in there because I take Super Green Essential Source, magnesium, creatine. I take vitamin D3 with K2. I take a bunch of pills. So I have a little container. If you come in as a patient, I'll give you a little container. You can put them in like a week's worth supply. And I spread them out. I put them out beginning of the week. And then it's in my pantry. So as soon as I walk into my pantry, I see my Easter basket. and I pick it up. I bring it out on my counter. Now, you can always leave them out on your counter if you want. I have a thing about stuff on my counter. So that's when I take my supplements every day. You have to be consistent. And after a couple of days, you're going to wake up and go, I need more supplements. I miss my supplements. And it just becomes a habit. Now it's a habit for me. I can't go a day without it. It's just part of my morning routine. But supplements are not a luxury. They're a necessity. If your goal is optimum health, I had a patient come in the other day, and she was my age, and she was in great shape. She looked wonderful, very pretty girl. And she said, I just love my supplements. And I said, well, you don't get to our level of physicality at our age unless you're doing something right. And that's why supplements are so important. And I talked earlier about my friend who passed away. He was a mountain of a man. But I don't know what happened. I can't judge. But it's very sad because he came to me all the time with health questions, but he never did anything about it. So let's get to the cause of the problem, not just treat the symptoms. So track your results. Notice how much energy you have, how much sleep you need, what's your mood, how you feeling when you're taking the supplements. I feel great when I take my supplements. And I say if I miss them, I don't feel good, but I don't miss them. It's such a priority to me, and I want you to have that priority. And you have to be able to absorb your nutrients. I said it's not what you ingest, it's what you digest. So if you have digestive issues, acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, Crohn's, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, that's going to affect the ability to absorb the nutrients. And you got to fix the gut. It's so important that you fix your gut. Number one reason we see patients is pain. The number two reason we see patients is digestive issues. There are many days where every one of my new patients have digestive issues. Some days every one of our patients, not just new ones, but regular patients, have digestive issues. I mean, think what you do to your gut. I did a show last week on drugs. When you're taking drugs and how the drugs, 89.7% of drugs out of, 167 they tested, had an adverse effect on the microbiome and the bacteria in your colon. And the bacteria in your colon is where you absorb nutrients, pass out waste products, make supplements. What do you make B vitamins from? You make B vitamins in your colon. So you have to have a healthy microbiome. Microbiome is the bacteria in your colon. And drugs can alter that. And nobody talks about that. They'll talk about, you watch the commercials on TV, all the side effects. But they don't talk about the long-term side effect of what it's doing to your microbiome. Your microbiome is the reason you're alive. It's your immune system. It's where you absorb nutrients. It's where you absorb things like butyrate, activate the L cells, which produce GLP-1s, which helps control your appetite. We abuse the heck out of our guts. And we can't figure out why we're sick all the time. So the number one thing we see is the stomach is pushed up against the diaphragm. If it is, we can physically pull the stomach away from the diaphragm. There's actually a physical adjustment you can do to the stomach, physically moving it back in place. There's a valve called the ileocecal valve. If it's stuck open, it's between your right hip and your belly button. If it's stuck open, you have diarrhea. Stuck closed, you have constipation. So get in there and fix it. You're eating things like chlorinated water. That'll kill off the good bacteria in your colon. It acts like an antibiotic. How about glyphosate? Weed killer. Kills off the bacteria in your colon. So when you look at all the things we're doing to our body, it's amazing we're alive. Stop it. I had a patient come in the other day, in his 60s. He said, Doc, lately my testosterone level has been plummeting. I said, okay, let's talk about it. He said, I think I figured it out. I said, really? Give me your feedback. He said, I handle cash register receipts all day, every day. And I heard one of your shows that had bisphenol A on it. And bisphenol A is an endocrine disruptor which can act like estrogen and lower your testosterone. I said, yeah. He goes, I never thought of it before. He says, and right around the time I started handling cash register receipts is when my testosterone started to drop. He said, so what do? I said, if you're going to have to handle cash register receipts, wear gloves. Oh, okay. And that was it. Problem solved. So many times it's something as small as that can make a big impact on your health. And if the gut isn't working, back to my gut, you're not absorbing your nutrients properly. But we have supplements that help with the gut health. Just eating fiber alone, eating, 40, 50, 60 grams of fiber a day. Talk about protein. I need a gram of protein for every pound that I weigh. Nah, you need more fiber than you need protein. And the fiber is going to feed the good bacteria in your colon. Those are called prebiotics. Probiotics are the good bacteria in your colon. And then postbiotics are what the bacteria spit out basically for you to use, like B vitamins, for example. You know, butyrate. Butyrate's a short-chain fatty acid. It helps with brain function, helps with immunity. It helps with GLP-1 release. So important to increase the butyrate. How do we increase butyrate? Eating things like resistant starches. If you're going to eat rice, organic white rice only. I know white rice has less arsenic than brown rice. From California. And you're going to cook it. You're going to put it in the refrigerator overnight or freezer and then heat it up or eat it a couple of days later or the next day. And you're going to have about 40% of that white rice now becomes prebiotics to feed the bacteria in your colon to help produce butyrate, help produce the immune system, and make you feel full. How cool is that? So not just eating rice, organic white rice from California made into a resistant starch. Same thing with potatoes. Sweet potatoes are the best. Cook them, cool them, eat them the next day. Resistant starch. And now we're going to help build up that bacteria in your colon so you can absorb your other nutrients. See what we're doing here? So this, many times what we're doing here, it's called physical medicine. And so it's just not being taught anymore. It's really sad what's happening. Functional medicine. And more doctors are coming into this world, which excites me. I've been here 40 years waiting for everybody to show up. I'm like waiting at a party and nobody's here yet. So more and more doctors, chiropractors, medical doctors are coming into this world, naturopaths, to say, okay, what can we do aside from the orthodox medical route? And when you see things like RFK Jr. coming along and making changes, I don't care what your politics is. What he's doing makes sense. Let's get the bad stuff out of the diet. Let's change the food pyramid. Let's talk about artificial dyes and chemicals. Now he's going to talk about electromagnetic frequencies from cell phones. And what can we do to mitigate that damage? I've been talking about that since cell phones came out. So I'm going to put that in the Dr. Joe is Right column. My mother, I told this story before, maybe 17, 20 years ago, I was doing a report on hydrogenated oils, margarine, and the impact it has on clogging the arteries. And I said that will be the number one cause of heart disease. In the future, we're going to talk about it. And then a couple of weeks later, CNN came out with a report that says, number one cause of heart disease, hydrogenated oil and margarine. And my mother called me up and she said, I'm not sure if you're a nut or a prophet. I haven't quite figured that out yet. And I said, probably a little bit of both, Mom. But the things we talk about on this show is so far ahead of the healthcare curve. And I want you to be on this healthcare curve way ahead of it because it may be too late if you wait for everybody else to catch up. So we're talking today about supplements and how to pick good ones. Be careful with things like cheap powders and other supplements. Many times they have heavy metals in them, mercury, lead, cadmium. So again, price doesn't mean it's good, but cheap usually means it's bad. I can tell you that right out. And match your supplements with your health goals. What do you want? I take Super Green Essential Source, vitamin D3, B complex. I take men's hormone support because I'm getting older. I need to support my hormones. I take nitric oxide to increase circulation through my whole body. I take omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential fatty acids for brain function. I take a digestive enzyme every time I eat a cooked meal. Now, if I was 16 years old, I probably wouldn't need the digestive enzyme, let's say. I probably wouldn't need the nitric oxide support, but I would need the Super Greens Essential Source and omega-3s. I wish. Cher said if I could turn back time. I wish I could turn back time and go back to when I was young and knew what I knew now then about supplements. Man, my brain would have been so much healthier. My body would have been so much healthier. I don't know, probably would have added another 10 or 15 years to my life. It's not too late. But I'm adding as many years as I can because from what I understand, this is the only physical life we have. So I want to enjoy the physical life the best I can. And it's not hard. It's easy, and it's so inexpensive. I know you're spending money on alcohol. You're spending money on coffee. You're spending money on things that probably aren't the best thing, meats, dairy products, unless they're organic. So spend money on supplements. Supplements, we know we're going to get ROI on that, return on investment. And so I would do that. Somebody sent me a message the other day, and they said, Dr. Joe, I'm gluten-free. And we all should be gluten-free, by the way. And they said, but I see your Super Greens has wheat in it, so I can't take it. And I said, hang on. We use wheatgrass in our Super Greens. Wheatgrass does not have gluten in it. Gluten forms when the wheat berry forms. So even though it does have wheat, and technically we can't call it gluten-free because it is wheat forms in the berry, not in the grass. So once again, knowing what you're talking about is so important. And I talk about that when it comes to all healthcare. Knowing what protocols are going to be the best for you is what I want. I see other doctors. I go to my dentist. Hey, man, what do I do? I had a crown that had cracked, and he said, I got to put a new crown on it. You may lose the tooth because you can only beat the tooth up so many times. So it was sore when he put the crown on it, and he says, you're probably going to need a root canal. So I got out cold laser. We have cold laser in our office, and I did a cold laser protocol on my tooth every day. And a couple weeks later, he comes in as a patient, and he said, hey, did you get that root canal? And I said, I've been cold lasering it, and it's fine. It's no pain. He says, let me take a look at it. He looks at it. He goes, looks great. So not saying it's going to heal everybody, but it solved my problem. The tooth was injured. Cold laser sent laser beams into the mitochondria to generate electricity to get the cells healthy so it healed properly. Acoustic wave therapy. I have a bad knee. I hurt myself playing football, hockey, car accidents. I had a rough childhood. And I had a tear in my knee. And years ago, I went to a friend of mine named Eric. He's not with us anymore. He's a chiropractor and a podiatrist. He passed away. And he fixed my knee, and I didn't need surgery. And every now and then, it acts up. I do acoustic wave therapy on it. It sends really fast impulses into the joint, breaks up scar tissue, increases circulation, and recruits stem cells into the area. So there's so many therapies that you don't even know about. We have laser panels. We have acoustic wave. We have cold laser. We have chiropractic care. We have nutrition. We have digestive issues, organ adjustments, extremity work, feet, hands, knees. Many times foot pain is a bone out of place. And people have gone to so many different doctors. We adjust their foot, do some acoustic wave on it, foot pain goes away. So if you have a health issue, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, headache, whatever it is, come see us. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. I want to be your doctor. Normally, the first visit is $940. But for you, my listeners, I've reduced that to $299. That's an exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays, and a complete nutrition evaluation. Why is it so cheap? I always said price isn't everything. I do that because I want to find out what's going to be the best course of treatment for you. Is it chiropractic? Is it orthopedist? Is it podiatrist? Is it naturopath? I don't know. Let's find out what direction to send you in. And so we'll go over the x-rays and your findings on a second visit, give you the whole protocol, and then we can decide what's going to be best for you. And we accept almost every insurance out there. We're on the VA referral list. We accept Medicare. Car accidents. I teach doctors all over the country how to deal with car accidents. If you get a call from somebody after a car accident saying, go see some doctor or lawyer, it's a scam. You will get a call, by the way, because they buy your police reports illegally. They buy your hospital records illegally. And then they call you and try to set you up with a doctor or lawyer. It's a scam. Hang up the phone. Call my office. I'll send you to somebody who's legitimate, or us. So drjoe.com. Make your appointments. Don't be like so many patients that say, Dr. Joe, why did I wait so long? The answer is, I don't know. So we're talking today about picking out the best supplements. Omega-3 fatty acids, I like to get them from algae oil. It's the purest form of omega-3s. I don't like fish oil. Don't assume a supplement replaces healthy food. I teach this all the time. A supplement is just that. It supplements a good diet. It's not instead of a good diet. If you want to know what to eat, what not to eat, send me an email through the website, drjoe.com, and say, what can I eat? And I'll send you what to eat, what not to eat. Absolutely free. If you want a copy of today's show notes, absolutely free, drjoe.com. If you want a copy of either one of my books, a PDF copy of my book, Eating Right for the Health of It, or Prescription for Extreme Health. Eating Right talks about diet, has recipes in it. Prescription for Extreme Health is overall health. I will send you one or both of my books, PDF, absolutely free. I really want to be your doctor. I've been in practice 40 years. It's fun now. I've got the protocols down. I know what works and what doesn't. And I'm just loving life right now. I can't imagine not working every day. Isn't that cool? I should be retired. I'm not retired. I love going to work, and I love doing this because it's so much fun to watch people get well. Can't imagine ever retiring. So, drjoe.com. Avoid stimulants labeled as energy boosters. Sometimes they have caffeine in it. Sometimes they have too much supplement in it. We have one called Dr. Joe's Energy Booster, and it's phenomenal. It's chewables. It has citrulline in it, which converts into nitric oxide, and ginseng. They taste great. I take 2 a day. Wake up in the morning, take 2. Starts my day. I don't drink coffee. If I drink coffee, I get a headache. So I had to invent my own natural energy stimulant. And we have that on the website, drjoe.com. All the supplements are on the website, by the way, too. Be careful with allergens. Some supplements have allergens in them that can trigger issues. But that's why I trust our supplements, because I work with them every day. It's ones I take every day, too. Now, don't get too excited if you take something. So I didn't feel anything. I've had people come in ready for chiropractic care and say, I got one adjustment, I still have a headache. Well, I went to the gym once and I don't have biceps yet, so I'm not going back to the gym. I ate a healthy meal once and I didn't lose weight, so I'm not going to eat healthy anymore. It takes time to fix the damage. We call it limitation of matter. How much damage is there to your body and how much can still be fixed? So don't get too excited if you don't see something right away. Simple ingredients, better. Sometimes they have a lot of fillers and everything like that. Just be careful with that. Use supplements long enough to see results. I tell all my patients, give me 60 days. 60 days of chiropractic care, 60 days of dietary changes, and/or 60 days of supplements. Give me 60 days. And I tell them this, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So what? You ate good for a month or 2 months. But I'm usually not wrong. I've been playing this game for a long time, and we're really good at getting people well. So again, if you want to make an appointment, drjoe.com. If you have any questions, send them to me through my website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. Anytime, day or night, I'll answer your questions personally, because I know everybody has health questions. You don't know where to turn. Now you have a place to turn. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn. Follow me, please, because the more followers we have, the better we are. We have about 1 million followers across all platforms added, but I need you. So Dr. Joe Esposito on all the platforms. Facebook is the Dr. Joe Esposito. And let's go ahead and get this set up so we can start getting as many followers as we can. You're going to get 2 free posts a day, 1-minute posts on healthcare on all your social media. If you don't like it, skip over it. Just that simple. But I really want to be your doctor. If you send me an email, I'll put you on our newsletter list. It's absolutely free. You can drop out at any time. And we send out private shows. Sometimes we have sales or discounts. I've given away concert tickets in the past. But it's fun. And on social media, you get not just health tips. Sometimes I'll give you a restaurant review. I'll give you a concert review. Hey, this is a good restaurant. If you're in this area, go here. This is a good grocery store. Hey, look at a sale they're having. So it's a lot of good information. It's all absolutely free. So again, make sure you change your lifestyle, take the supplements long enough, and give yourself time to see the changes. And if you have doubt, email me. I'm happy to answer your questions for you. Now, not all supplements you need forever. That's why I like to do a reevaluation after 60 days. The one supplement that's a perfect example of that is Dr. Joe's intestinal formula. Wonderful for getting the bowels moving. And not like a laxative where you have to run to the bathroom, you can't leave the house. But people with gastroparesis, slow colon, people that are constipated, we get them on this. And I say, this is the only supplement I want you to not take forever. I joke about that because I want to find out why you're having digestive problems. Is the stomach up against the diaphragm? Is it your diet? Is it lack of fiber, lack of water? Pinched nerves in the low back, controlling the colon. See what we're doing here? We're getting to the cause of your problems and not just treating the symptoms. It's a unique way of looking at healthcare. And I love it. I can't imagine doing anything else. I mean, I was going to be a neurosurgeon originally. When I found out about natural health, I got so excited, I changed careers. And I could have been a neurosurgeon. Grades were there. But I got so excited about watching people get well. And for 40 years now, it keeps me young. I really enjoy it. So I covered a lot of what I had. I didn't cover everything. So if you want a copy of today's show notes, just send me an email through the website, drjoe.com. I will send you a copy of the show notes absolutely free. Copies of my books, absolutely free. Send me an email through the website, drjoe.com. And any questions, drjoe.com. Now, if this helped you, if any of my shows help you, please share this with all your friends. I want to get the word out. There's ways to naturally get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Hope to see you soon. All right. You have questions?
How many drops of your Mega Liquid D3 with K2 should I take every day?
10. If you're the average adult, 10. What else?
You never know what's on gas station handles. Is it okay to use hand sanitizer after pumping gas?
I have a rag in my car, and whenever I touch anything, even the shopping cart, I take the rag and I put it over the cart. And then every time I do laundry, I just trade out the rags. So that's what I would suggest. If you're going to use hand sanitizer, I don't like the commercial ones. You can make an easy one, equal parts of rubbing alcohol and aloe vera. And that's a good one. You could add some peppermint oil too if you want to make it smell something. But that's a much better choice than using the commercial ones. 'Cause a lot of commercial ones have toxic chemicals in them. So, but I use a rag on everything because I'm like you. When COVID came around, I got a little paranoid. And I said, well, you know what? No harm. What else?
Is there any way to invest in your company?
No. As a matter of fact, there isn't. I never thought about it. I've had a couple of people ask me, but I haven't done it. But I don't know. You could send me an email. We can talk. I've got a lot of projects coming up, and maybe you want to become a partner in one of the projects. In fact, I can think of one right now. If you send me an email, I'll let you know about it. So, what else?
Who are your favorite doctors and nutritionists?
I like this guy, Dr. Joe Esposito. He is just awesome and really good looking. If you're listening, if you're not seeing this on video, I can lie to you. Who are my favorite doctors? I don't know. I got my favorite dentist. I like my dentist. I like my team of doctors, actually. If I had to pick my doctors, the ones I work with. Amy, Erwin, Kat, Chris, Jen. Those are the best doctors I know. And they're the ones that take care of me. Yeah. I have a naturopath I work with very closely. She's wonderful too. Janelle, she's awesome. I have orthopedists and neurologists. I don't use them, but if I needed them, I know those are the ones I would go to. Even cancer doctors. If I had cancer, I have doctors I would go to too. So I have one of pretty much of all the professions. If you need one, just let me know. I'll send you over. So, what else?
Are all citrus fruits okay?
Pretty much so, yeah. What I do, if you're not going to eat the skin on a citrus, so wash it first. I always wash everything with soap and water, no matter what it is, and then I peel it, and then I eat it, and I put this peel down my food grinder in my kitchen because the citrus acts as like a natural antibiotic, and it also helps freshen the air as well. So your garbage disposal, don't waste those skins. Throw them in there. But yeah, citrus is fine. If you have a little breakout from them, some people are a little more allergic to them. Just be careful with it. But I don't know any citrus that isn't good. So, what else?
That is all.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. What are you going to do?